Hello, my name is Jodi Low, and this is the Leadership Lowdown, powered by the BBB and You and Improved. The Leadership Lowdown cuts through the clutter and gets to the heart of what makes businesses tick. We want to share the stories that matter to you, all of the successes and triumphs and all of the pitfalls, and everything that happens in between. So with that, let's get on to today's show. Welcome back to the Leadership Lowdown. I am so excited because I am sitting across from such a dynamic, beautiful, inside and out force of an amazing woman, Tahera Christy. And I don't even know which of her amazing accomplishments, businesses, creations I should highlight first, but Amour Propre. My years of French are not helping me. So help me say it properly so that everyone else gets it right.
Amour Propre, and it means self-love in French.
Self-love. Beautiful. So tell us about not only that business, but all of your entities and how you got to where you are, because I know it's been an amazing journey.
It has definitely been an amazing journey of not only just self-discovery, hence the Amour Propre, and me learning how to love myself, but I wanted to find a way to put love in a bottle. And my husband and I, during the pandemic, were educating our 4 children and entertaining them and making all the cookies, cakes, and pies that we could think of.
Right.
And I was like, I got to make something I can't eat because this is getting...
This is getting out of control, and we need to, not make digestible.
Absolutely. So my mom called me. She was watching the news, as all people in their 70s did during that time, all day, every day. And she said, you should make hand sanitizer. And I said, okay, Mommy. And I got all the ingredients together. I had 1 bottle of Honest Company hand sanitizer in my old baby bag. And my daughter at the time was 5. So I said, well, what's in good hand sanitizer? So I got all the ingredients. I put it on Etsy. 2 days later, I had 130 orders, and the first month in business, I made $20,000. So
wait, what? Stop right now.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. So
that's unreal.
I just wanted to kind of put something out there I was all about like smudge sprays and rose water and just simple things I could make with my kids. But then the hand sanitizer allowed me the capital to make all sorts of other things. So that year, I came up with about 150 different products. I now have created over 400 products, and I'm retailing about 160 of those, and they're all handmade by me. I've sold well over 10,000 bottles of my yoni oil on Amazon, on Walmart.com, on Etsy, on my website. And so I just keep going. So I'm in the process of scaling and trying to find a co-manufacturer because these hands are tired. But it's so grassroots what I've been able to accomplish so far in the last 5 years that we've been in business since the pandemic. But Amour Propre is my baby, and I'm so proud of what we've been able to do.
Oh my goodness, girl, this is amazing. Yeah. This is amazing. So today, it's still you.
It's still me. It's me and my daughters. My daughters are 20. They're twins. They're very helpful in helping me with, if I have a formula, they know how to follow it. They help me with sales. They help me with marketing. They'll go to pop-ups with me.
But like the bottling and the shipping and all of that is you.
Yes, it's all us. It feels like a real company. It is a real company, but it's in-house. It's very much our family.
That is so brilliant. And so tell us, so you said 400, 500 products. Yeah. So you have all these ideas, and then how do you I can't even wrap my brain around that many products, let alone like testing them, and are they good, and do I like them, and does it smell good, and does it work well? So tell us about that journey. How do you figure it all out?
It is such a journey. So I'm one of those people that I believe in God, and I believe God has downloaded into me just beautiful gifts of wisdom and of creativity, and I never want to pass up on something that has been given to me. It's a gift. Yeah. So when I get an idea at 2:00 in the morning, I'm up. My husband's like, why are you up? I'm like, because I have a thought and I need to get it all the way out. So I just start whittling away at ideas, and it's quiet. So nobody's bothering me. Nobody needs anything. Nobody's calling me, and I can just think. And so the way my brain is set up, I have ADD, and I use it to my benefit because I can do multiple things at once very, very well. So as a result, I can get a product. I can think about its ingredients. I'm also a chemist, so how it is utilized with other ingredients, and then think about the marketing behind it. Then in the morning time when I wake up, I create a prototype. I start thinking about what I want to call it, and then I get a marketing campaign around it, and it's usually up and running that day, if not the next day. And then I throw a special on. I get my clients who know that I produce pretty good work, and then they'll start either trying it out for me, or they'll buy it, or I go to a pop-up, and then people are like, oh my God, this stuff's amazing. I'm like, okay, this one's good. And once it starts selling, then I'm like, it becomes a staple. There are ones that have not done very well, and I pull them off the market very, very quickly, but that's very far and few in between. Hence why I have so many products, because they all work. So, and my customers are very demanding. So when I pull a product, they're like, where's this? And I have to put it back. I'm like, oh, it's here. Don't worry, I'll get it for you.
My goodness. How do you, I don't know if I have so many questions, but I think I'm still hung up on, and I'm a chemist. P.S. by the way, and then I design the marketing, and then I do the products, and then I manufacture it, and I bottle it, and I sell it, and it's all happened in 12 hours.
Yeah.
What the heck? That is amazing. What a gift. I mean, you're talking about gifts. What a gift. So with all of the products, how do you handle all the bottles and the product and how do you do this from your home?
It is a lot. I used to have a garage and a dining room. They used to be really nice with furniture and cars and things. That doesn't exist anymore. That's
not the case.
Yeah. One of my goals for 2025 is to get a warehouse, and obviously with expenses, it becomes very difficult in Orange County. It's a lot.
100%.
But I'm working on it, and so I'm doing campaigning. I've raised several $1,000s in grants, and so I'm working really hard to make that a huge possibility for me.
Right.
I'm working on with investors and things of that nature, so I can continue to expand. But right now, I'm really focused on my staple products that have become just this conglomerate in my business, which are my intimate care, my Yoni line for women.
Okay.
And so those are the products that I'm pretty much mass manufacture, because they have so many channels in which to sell. So my Yoni oil is the #1 best-selling handmade body oil on Amazon. And it's because it works. And there's plenty of Yoni oils. For those who don't know, Yoni is the ancient term for the feminine region.
Okay.
Right? And so nobody thinks about, they think about cleansing their intimate area, but they don't think about moisturizing it. So I've created a series of oils that are skin loving, and they help women to feel not only feminine, but protected, and just feel great about themselves and about their bodies. I do a lot of education. So for me, it's about empowering women specifically to not only cleanse, but moisturize and protect themselves, so that their daily lives it's not something they have to necessarily think about, but it's also a sacred experience for themselves that they can do for themselves. And it impacts that whole self-love of Amour Propre and why it was created in the first place.
That is so neat.
For me, it's a matter of ensuring that the product, first of all, educates. Second of all, works. Third of all, is popular enough that enough people can word of mouth and get it out there and say, hey, you need to try this. So our newest thing that we just started implementing is pamper parties. So I'm actually bringing my products into the homes and showing women how to use them, get their friends involved so that they have the opportunity to try it for themselves. And that's been hugely popular as well. I want to become like the Mary Kay, but of natural beauty.
That's so beautiful. Yeah. That's so fun. Well, and it's interesting because that model was a big thing, back in the day. Then it kind of had its not so much.
Yeah.
Now, I think your timing is spot on because we're so divided and we're so fragmented and we've got everything online and social and we don't have that human to human. So it's kind of a beautiful twist to bring back making something old new again in a beautiful new way. So exactly. I love that. Yeah. So how do people find your product now? You mentioned Amazon, but is that the place to go or?
We have a website. Mm-hmm. Our website is amourp.com, AMOURP as in Paul.com.
Okay.
We're of course on Amazon. You just type in Amour Propre. You can type in my name. You'll see my books there as well, but you'll type in my name and you can find my products that way as well. We're on Walmart.com. We're on Etsy. We're also featured on Fair. So if you want to wholesale, you can wholesale our products there as well. So it's rare that I post we're out of something. Mm-hmm. I am such an anticipatory person. So I'm constantly making and I love it. When you love what you do, it is not work. And the 15 to 16 hours that I work every day feels like nothing compared to the 8 hours I did in corporate America. So for me, it was a transition into finding myself, finding my niche, being able to create a space for my neurodivergency.
Yeah.
And that ADD is something that people typically don't want to deal with. Mm-hmm. But when you can focus on making your gift your superpower, it is truly empowering. And that's what I've been able to do.
Oh my gosh, you are just incredible. And I love that. So talk to us a little bit about that backstory. So corporate America, you were like, no, not my jam. No. I think all of us that are like entrepreneurially wired, it's like you give it a shot and you're like, not my thing. I gotta do this. So I love that you followed that calling. So tell us about what that was. It just a light bulb moment for you? Obviously you talked about the hand sanitizer and that moment. Was that it? Was it the pandemic?
No, before the pandemic, I'll just say it like this. I'll be 45 in June. Mm-hmm. When I was 38 years old, I got shingles, and I was in a corporate setting, and I was number 2 in the company in sales, and I could have worked from home. It was a phone call type of job, and they wouldn't let me work that week because I had shingles. But I was willing and ready to work through the pain and the struggle of what I had, and they were like, no. And I was like, I got to feed my family. And they were so quick to dismiss me, and not that I probably should have just rested, but the point being, they determined when I could and how much I could make for my family and how I was going to take care of my family. And that and I was expendable. That to me that was my aha moment, because I had plenty of corporate experiences. I've always been top 5 in the company in sales. I can sell ice to an Eskimo. I know people say that, but I really truly am a relationship salesperson. Yeah. People buy from people they like, and people like me. So that's never been the issue, but I was losing my soul in that process. And the pandemic, God bless the people who lost people and who had such a difficult time during it. It was the best time of my life because I was able to just blossom. Because I say in my story of my business, what do you give a creative person? What's the best gift you can give them? Time. Most of us, we have all the materials we need. We don't have enough time to create because bills got to get paid. Kids got to eat. The husband needs attention, So it was an opportunity to me for do all those things and at home and successfully. And so I was able to take all that I learned from corporate sales, corporate America, that mindset, and put it all in something I was passionate about, because I come from the nonprofit world. So I have a nonprofit called Encore Presentation, and I go into homeless shelters and halfway houses and rehabs because I've authored 4 books, and I give them my books, and I specifically work with women who are pregnant and homeless and wanting to change their lives. And I motivate and excite and encourage these women that you're forgotten. Nobody's thinking about the pregnant homeless woman. They're thinking, why did you get pregnant? Why are you homeless? But how do you help these women to empower themselves to get out of their situation? So I saw myself in them, and I wanted to give them what someone gave me, which is opportunity, which is hope, which is just to be seen and validated. And so I took that concept and put it in a bottle. And that's where Amour Propre came about, because when you empower a woman, you empower an entire community. 100%. And for me, it was about taking that message and putting in a corporate space so that our overall slogan is clean beauty for all. While, yes, I sell expensive, I gave you a bottle, it's a $44 bottle of lotion. It's amazing. You'll love it. You'll be like, oh my God, it's worth every penny. However, why can't the woman who has 3 kids and is pregnant and doesn't know where her next meal is going to come from be able to enjoy that same feeling of self-love and self-care? So I donate to these organizations, thousands of dollars, man hours. For me, it's not about the money. It's about the time that I get to spend with these women and smile at them and look at them passionately, let them know that I love them. So for me, I'm able to do all of these things because every day is a gift to me, and my gift to these women and to my customer base is the love that God just poured inside of me that I'm able to just divvy out and with so much joy. So this is what I get to do every day.
I love it. I love everything about it. And I love that you use the word get to do, because I say that every day too. And so much in alignment. And I feel the same way when we get to do the work that we are meant to do. You just feel it. It's just in your whole body, in your whole being. And when you're away from it, it's like, oh, there's a lack, there's a gap, there's a hole. So you've got to get closer to it again. So I love that. So you mentioned authoring 4 books. And I know we talked a little bit about this prior to starting the show, but I know you do a lot of work with mindset. And that's another parallel we have, right? All growing people and mindset and all these beautiful things. So talk to us a little bit about that piece of your world and life.
Well, I started journaling when I was 9 years old. I still have all of my journals from when I was 9 until I was about 30. And those journals were all like just what was happening in life or grievances I have. All of my journals now going forward are all about gratitude. But during that time period, it gave me a muscle memory for writing down what I was feeling, which is self-therapy, self-soothing. And a lot of people don't have that because they had somebody to talk to or they had outlets. I didn't. And being a person who was a very big personality and a lot to manage, most adults just didn't want to talk to me. So I talked to myself a lot. And that gave me the ability to chronicle my experiences. So my very first book happened as a result of my life happening to me. And it's called How to Deal with Yo Baby Daddy, A Woman's Guide to Effective Co-Parenting and Preservation of Self. And that book took me 8 years to write because I just was going through that journey. And that's the book that I go to the homeless shelter with. And I empower these women to let them know that I've been where you are. And now here I am. You can be here too, because this is a chapter. This is a piece of your story, but it is not your forever. You can make changes. And so that book went into a retreat that I used to do called A Safe Space for Us. And it was a healing retreat for women of color. And I wanted to give them a space to work out their grievances that are so unique to them. And then I was like, I should write a book about this. So I wrote a supplemental journal called A Safe Space for Us. And it's a healing journal for women of color. And then my third book is called Unleashing Your Potential, and it's a mindset book to help people deal with the limiting beliefs that prevent them from manifesting the world and the life that they want to live. And my fourth book is called Manifest That because whatever it is, you can have it, but you have to believe you already have it and deserve it. I'm coming up with a book. I'm actually releasing a book for my birthday on June 7th, and it's called My Journey to Happy. And people ask me all the time, why are you smiling? You're always you're such a light. Where's this coming from? Well, I'm going to explain to you where that comes from and how I got there. And I'm also working on a cookbook because I do own a company called Kalu Kitchen where I do cooking pop-ups.
Okay, if you are listening or if you are watching and if you are taking notes as feverishly as my brain is going, wait, I mean, what else? What don't you do is the easier question to ask. My goodness.
Well, I just enjoy using every gift.
Yeah.
And I cook and I won $10,000 for my gumbo recipe. And so because I did, but Kalu means gumbo in French. And I'm obsessed with France.
I was going to say, there's a lot of French connection here. Okay.
My grandparents are from New Orleans and they're Creole. So they speak French. I don't, but I just appreciate the culture. Sure. And so I have a spice line and I've got all these seasonings. So they're all on my website, kalukitchen.com. But I enjoy giving people love. And if it's food, if it's a product, if it's a hug, if it's a kind word, I don't care what my output is for that, but that's the goal. That's my purpose. And those are just ways to
love it. So you have so many different outlets in doing that. Okay. So if people want to find the book, same thing, Amazon and all that?
It's all on Amazon.
Okay.
Tahera Christy. So if you look up my name or on my socials, or my websites or my link tree, you'll be able to find
You'll find all of it.
If you can't find me, you're not looking.
Yeah, exactly. Did you hear that?
Right.
Look, seek and you shall find.
That's right.
I love this. So when you look at all that you've accomplished, is there or was there a particular mentor or program or something that you experienced that was like, wow, that was like life-changing or defining for you to find this path forward?
Absolutely. I've always been in church. And I think that has always been my foundation. Yep. I will never take that away because I was just born and raised there. Yeah. So whether it was the Sunday school teacher or the sister that would tap me on the shoulder and give me some love or correction, I was able to receive all of that. I had a mentor. Her name was Risa Booker, and she's a leadership coach. And while she was not my official coach, she pulled me to the side a lot and just gave me a lot of room to grow. God rest her soul. She passed away in 2020 because she didn't take care of herself, because she was taking care of everybody else. Gosh. So I learned how to self-care through her experience. And I've had so many programs, like I talked to Sam about BBB and the Ignite program. My business went through that program the first year we were in business, and it shifted my mindset about business because I didn't know what I didn't know.
That's the thing. And the BBB is such an amazing gift, right? And there's so much within it, but if you don't know, you don't know. So I love that. I love that it was so shifting for you as well. Absolutely. Fabulous.
And just pursuing things. Like I think most, especially women, I tend to talk to women most passionately. We want things to be perfect before we move, whereas men will just move in confidence and be dead wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
And I want women to
that's
be,
good.
right?
Yeah, we're good.
I want women to be encouraged that even if you fail, the goal is to fail up. The goal is to fail and learn so that you can have the opportunity at bat. Otherwise, you will never move from where you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I joke around a lot. I'm like 87%. Be a B+.
Yes.
You know, and it's hard when the mindset and the teaching and the coaching has always been perfection. You're nothing if you're not an A+. It's like, and I've had to rewire too. So I hear you loud and clear. It's like, just launch, just go. Cause I get that question, right? Like, how do you start your business? How did you do it? And that's so much of it is like, you can't learn if you don't start. You can't learn if you don't fail. So fail fast, fail forward, fail often, and then watch what happens, because you learn more from the mistakes than the wins anyway. So completely I love this. You are fascinating.
Thank you.
You are fascinating. Well, I want to ask you some fun questions that I love to delve into, because they come originally from a French talk show. So you'll love that part. But I think they just get to the heart of who you are as a person, and they're just a lot of fun. So my first question for you is, what is your favorite word?
Oh, can I say it on air? Just kidding. Sorry, I'm from Oakland, and I like too short, but I won't use that word. We'll do a different one. My favorite word is love. Love. Ultimately.
It has to be. Yeah. I mean, in all that you do, if it wasn't love, I think I'd be like, come on.
Right.
Come on.
I was being funny. I was like, what's my favorite word?
Yeah.
No, but love is my favorite
love
word.
Is. So do you have a least favorite word?
Oh, well, hate, because you can be passionate about not liking something, but hate is too much energy. It's all energy. Love, hate, it's all energy. Where do you want your energy to go? I do not want any of my energy to go to something negative that will ultimately backfire on me.
Right. And words are energy. And,
absolutely.
And all of that. Yeah. I feel you. Big one on that. So we've talked a little bit about this, but I would love to know what your natural instinct to this question would be. What turns you on emotionally, creatively, spiritually? Like, what just lights your soul on fire?
Someone who wants to learn. For me, I have always been the most curious child ever. I want to know everything.
Yeah.
I remember being in kindergarten, 5 years old, and bored out of my mind because they were learning colors, and I had a sister who was 2 years older than me, and she was learning multiplication, and I already learned all the multiplication to 12. I was 5. Wow. So I've always been really smart, and I would sit in the back of the classroom, again, ADD. I was always singing or laughing or talking or playing because I was bored.
Yeah.
I read everything. I took every test fast, but I was, we'll say, neurodivergent in that way that I could not pay attention to what was going on because of boredom. So when you are curious to learn, I want to be your teacher. As a life coach, as a business coach, the worst thing for me is trying to implore upon someone who wants your information, has no intention of using it. When I have a mentor, I will be the first person to say, okay, stop right here. You've given me so much to bite on. I'm going to eat this. I'm going to digest it. I'm going to use everything you gave me. And in about 6 months, I'm going to call you back because I'll be ready for the next piece. Rather than session after session, wasting their time, wasting my time knowing I'm not ready for that yet.
Right.
I'm so quick to pause so that way I can remain teachable and coachable. That's the worst thing you can do, is go to a coach and not give them your attention and your desire to move forward. So for me, it's being teachable, and I love to teach. So if you're that, I'm happy.
Yeah, you're like, I'm all in with you. I love that. I love that. What would you say then, on the flip side of that coin, what turns you off?
That's a great question. Because I feel like there's room for everything. And even if it's something that I don't agree with or I don't like, I see the value in the friction. First of all, I got my bachelor's degree in rhetoric, so I'm a professional debater. So my poor husband can never win and argue with me. Love him, but he knows not to argue with me.
He's like, this is just not going to be a good situation
for me. I'm an evidence and proof based person. So as far as that's concerned, I think the biggest turnoff for me is someone not believing in themselves. And I realize and have so much empathy as to why most people are like that. They've just never seen it. They've never been given the opportunity to be properly loved, to know that you are the love, to have self-love is a learned behavior in this society. And many people will never have access to that. So I can't be mad at them for not knowing. That's why I'm so empowering to teach if you want to learn, because I believe that is the greatest gift someone can give themselves, is to love themselves, because my Bible tells me to love my neighbor as myself. But if you don't love you, how could you ever learn to love me?
100%.
But that's what's going to make the world a better place. We all have to do the work.
Yeah.
So that's probably if you don't do the work.
And I'm with you. And especially in a very fractured world right now, it's got to start here. And it's funny because, in what I do, what you do, in wanting to share this bigger shift and way of looking and feeling in the world, it does have to start here. And people may look at that as, oh, well, that's being selfish. You've got all these other, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So it's like, if I'm not taking care of me, I'm no good to you, whether that's my team at work, whether that's my clients, whether my family. Yeah. So I hear you loud and clear. So what sound or noise do you love?
Oh, gosh. It's funny. I just posted on Facebook about how old I'm getting now, because the soundtrack in my car on my drives is silence.
Oh,
I love silence. And I'm a singer.
It's important.
I'm a singer. I produce. I have an album too. I should mention that. It's on.
I mean, if she doesn't cure cancer by the end of this show, I'll be surprised.
That's really funny. But no, and because I love music so much. Music is a part of my life. It's been a part of my everything. I'm classically trained. I've done jazz. I've done gospel. I've done all the things. So I love sound and I love music. But silence allows me to feel. It allows my thoughts to be intrusive, which is not a bad thing.
No.
I think people are against their thoughts because they've turned the word anxiety into a bad word. And I wish that people would shift what feels anxious to an energy that is more a fuel to help them to move forward. So when I get nervous about something, I want to use it as adrenaline instead.
Yes.
It's not, for me, an anxious energy. It's more a fuel to help me to move forward with something. So 100%. My silence allows my thoughts, and my thoughts are creative. Yeah. So I think, and when I think, I produce. So as a person who is determined to produce from my thoughts, if God continues to download into me, I am going to continue to produce the great things that he's given to me, because I don't want to waste it.
Yeah.
I only got so many days to live in this beautiful world.
Right.
What
you got to seize
produce?
every single moment.
Absolutely.
I love it. It's interesting because I'm a big silence person too. My house, if you took my TVs, I probably wouldn't notice. Like it's just very quiet. And I've grappled with the why behind that, right? Because I love people, I love energy, I love talking, and I think that's where I cocoon and recoup to be able to, So I think it is going inward to go outward. Exactly. Which I think is in alignment. So I love that. I love that. So is there a sound or noise that you just cannot stand?
I'm laughing because my husband, he's a producer. He's also a musician, and he plays these odd sounds at home all the time. Just sounds that he wants to put in a song and loops. I can't stand a loop. And he loves his loops because he's in a trance with them, and it helps him to focus. So he was playing something this morning, and I was like, bro, I'm leaving, but before I go, can you just turn this off so I can just talk to you? So things that are repetitive.
Okay.
Because my intelligence is in repetition and in music. So when I hear something one time, I can sing it back to you. I can remember it for 30 years. It will never leave me. So if it's a loop, I'm in a trance with you, and it will just overtake my brain.
Yeah, you're like, I cannot get me out of here.
Yes.
I must get out of this. So this is an interesting question for you. Like, I mean, I don't even know if you have an answer because you've done it all. But if there was a profession other than your own, and again, other than the 10 that you have, what would you love to attempt that you haven't attempted? Skills set aside. Like, if there's anything in the world that you'd love to attempt.
So many things. There's so many things I cannot do, by the way. I am clumsy by nature.
Okay.
It's amazing how many things I drop.
Okay.
All the time. I think I'm 5'8", so maybe because I'm tall.
Yeah.
And also, sometimes I can rush. But I would love to be a lyrical dancer. I would love to do ballet. Yeah. I would love to be an Alvin Ailey dancer.
Yes.
I would love to go frolic on the beach with Beyonce. There's many things I would love
you're like, I've got a long list, girl. How long's the show?
There's so many things, and I'm not. I mean, I can cut a rug, but I would love to be able to be that graceful with my body.
Yes. Have complete control and grace with it. I love that. Is there a profession that you're like, oh, heck no, never? Like
anything manual labor outside of what I currently do.
Yeah.
Because I am, again, clumsy. Yeah. I will break something. And I also don't keep plants alive. People are fine. plants, I have a hard time. And I want to learn. So it's something that I'm like, okay, God, after 50 or so, when I have more time, I want to learn how to be a good plant mommy.
Plant mommy. I love the fact that you're saying after 50,
not right now.
that it's just going to like magically. Do you really think that you're going to stop and like things are going to calm down? Like I only see this escalating and evolving into more amazingness and just in our short time together. I love it. So if I'm gonna ask on the you kind of gave a little hint on this, but if heaven exists, and I will say because heaven exists based on your previous sharing. What would you love to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh, girl, don't have me cry. I told you I cried all the way here singing praise and worship music. You know, I think every Christian's desire or should be desire is to hear God say, well done. And I remember when my mom passed away, she passed away Thanksgiving a couple of years ago. And I whispered to her, well done, Mommy.
Oh,
I love you.
Okay. And this is like, whew, here they come. Here they come. Yeah.
I want her to know that she will always be proud of me. I don't have to wonder if she's proud of me. Everything I do is for the pride of that woman who literally dedicated her life to me. My mom was a background person. She was not like a boisterous person at all. She worked her whole life to take care of her two daughters. And I'm forever grateful for her example. I'm forever grateful for my grandmother, her example. She was a homemaker, 6th grade education, but she loved all of us through food, through her nurturing. And so I want to be that and also have all these titles and show my 3 daughters and my son that you can do it all. You can have it all. It requires your mental, emotional, spiritual obedience and discipline to make it happen. But you can do it too. So if everything that I've done in my lifetime is pleasing to my mother, my grandmother, and God, no one can take anything away from me.
Oof.
No one.
Such powerful words. Thank you for that. Wow. That's such a gift. Thank you. Thank you. That's beautiful. And I have no doubt that, that's exactly what will be said many, many years from now, because the work that you're doing, the love that you literally pour into the work you do and into the people whose lives you touch is just brilliant. And the way that you give back. I mean, truly you are all heart, and it's just so wonderful getting this opportunity to learn more about you and sharing, with the listeners and viewers, your beautiful journey. And I'm more excited to see what's next and what's coming, and not that there's a need to do or create more, but just to see where this goes for you, because you're coming from such a beautiful space of love, and it's wonderful to see. So thank you for that.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, and just to wrap us up today, the Leadership Lowdown, all about sharing stories and tips and insights and those things. Is there just in closing any word of wisdom, whether it's in terms of business, life, anything that you'd love to share with our listeners or viewers that's been important to you along the way?
Absolutely. Business and life commingle. They're literally, they cross paths. They're married, one CEO, one CFO. One makes the decisions that ultimately guide the company. The other makes the decisions to make sure that the company is fiscally sound. And so in business, it's so important to remember your mission and remember your why. What are you doing? You're there to make money. We know that part. That's the foundation of all of it. Get a good bookkeeper, you'll pay your taxes, right? Yeah. But your why and your mission is going to be the reason why people are going to want to do business with you. If you aren't a great speaker, take a class. Go to your community college and learn how to speak to people. Learn how to emote and give people your passion for why you do what you do. That's probably the thing I come across the most when I talk to business owners who are looking to start a business or grow their businesses. They have the passion. They just have a hard time conveying the message.
Yes.
And the messaging is everything. Marketing is everything. There are bad products out there that have amazing marketing. So learn how to market effectively. And in your personal life, when you understand your why and you're living your purpose, you're living out your purpose, and you are leaning on the faith that what you're doing is purposeful, it has no choice but to work. That's how God and or the universe, however you see it, that's how it all works. That's how you manifest, is believing that it's already been done, that it's already working in your favor. So when, not if, when bad things happen, when things fail, when things fall apart or don't work the way you want them to at that time, you can recover quickly. You can remember your why so you get back on track in order to trudge forward through the muck and the drama to still accomplish your goal. Everything is like a good stock market. It's just going to have some dips. It's going to have some highs and lows. But ultimately, if it's an S&P 500 on the index, you're going to grow.
Yeah.
So believe in yourself.
Love it.
It's purposeful. So just continue to move forward.
Such beautiful words. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your heart, your soul, your mission, your vision, your focus, all of it with us. Thank you. This has been beautiful. What a gift for our listeners. Thank you. Thank you. And with that, this has been the Leadership Lowdown. My name is Jodi Low. It's been my pleasure talking with our beautiful guest today. And with that, just remember, leaders are learners. So stay curious. Keep leading with love.